Hey, what is up, guys? I'm Antonin, your host from Antonin Talks Wine. So we're back this week with a brand new segment that I've myself entitled Organic Wine, or what is organic wine in general. And I feel like that's a very sort of trendy topic, especially I'd say in the past 5-10 years. A lot of people have been talking about it. I feel like it's kind of a trendy slash heated topic, especially between a lot of, professional wine professionals slash non-wine professionals, and I feel like I kind of wanted to uncover that and sort of give you a couple clues as to what it is, what does it matter, does it matter, should you care? Anyways, let's cover all of this. To me, I wanted to talk about, I have a few bottles here that I brought of actually examples of organic wines. So these are they're actually pretty famous bottles. You might have seen them before. These are Nicolas Joly from the Loire Valley, Clos and Les Vieux Clos. So as you can see right here, you see this little certification, this little dot slash sleeve here in the front of the bottle, and that's actually the organic certification. So believe it or not, there's a lot of people that pretend to be organic. There's a lot of wine growers or wines out there that do claim to be organic, but only a few wineries, I'd say, really do invest to spend the time in getting actually the certification. So what does that mean exactly? Making wine starts in the vineyards. So if you're actually growing organic grapes, if you claim to be organic grapes, it has to start with how you grow the grapes, which means how you go about growing those grapes. Which means, yeah, if you're doing conventional farming, that's fine. You're going to be spraying, and yes, if you're in Bordeaux, if you're in the Wachau in Austria, if you're in the Mosel Valley in Germany, you're going to need to spray a little more for things like mildew, for things that comes with humidity, and that's fine. But those people, especially in the Loire, which is, I feel like, is more like a feat, because there's a lot more disease pressure. So I think there's a lot more likely of a chance for those diseases to sort of settle in the vine, so which makes it a little harder, I'd say, to get those certifications. But what I'm trying to say is, I start with spraying. So what does being organic in spraying, when it comes to spraying vines, mean? It just means you'll get things like the Bordeaux mixture, which is a mixture, copper, sulfate, those kind of things, which, at largest doses, you'll get something that, yes, might be harmful to human beings in general, but you won't get anything nearly as harmful as any of the pesticides, anything that you get in any conventional agriculture or those kind of things. So it's nothing to be worried about, and usually they tend to be used in lower doses. Usually you'll see people going the organic way, I'd say, are people that tend to be as non-interventionist, which means not intervening, not stepping into the day-to-day, trying to make the soil as healthy as possible to fight some of those diseases, which means spraying as little as possible, which means doing things like cover crops, where you're planting different crops within the vines, in between the rows, which is going to help actually, especially for vineyards that have been sprayed for decades and decades on and forward. And those things will destroy actually what has been there, and destroy all types of life, like bees and other things that actually are absolutely nutritional and absolutely essential for the vineyards, and actually bring life back to those vineyards. And by doing that, you actually help reviving those vines and giving them what they need to sort of naturally protect themselves and naturally sort of fight, give them the ability to fight diseases and those kind of things. So these are sort of the most essential things, in terms of spraying, what's being used in the vineyards. You're going to be, most wine growers are going to be a lot more careful about what they're using, how much they're using it, the impact, and all those kind of things actually matter quite a bit. And then there's all this winery part where, in terms of bottling and everything that happens, and let's say inside the winery, I think will make quite a bit of a difference. How much sulfur you're using, sulfur could have can be very harmful also at higher doses. So also how you're gonna go about using all this, how do I naturally make this in a less harmful way, both for the environment but also for consumers and also people that actually create the products, because you wouldn't believe it, but everything that happens, those people actually have to handle it and sorts of take those things and put it back into what's going into the bottle. So all those things will matter. And now when it comes to wine, does it make the wine better? Honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, I've had a lot of my favorite producers, including Nicolas Joly. He's not one of my favorites, but he makes great stuff, and they happen to be organic. does that make a difference that they're organic? If you believe in it, it's like being a vegan. If you're a vegan or let's say a vegetarian, you're not gonna go eat meat. If you're all about organic wines, great. I'm not saying all organic wines are amazing. A lot of the wines that I like happen to be organic, and I can name a lot of producers, a lot of examples, but you do not have to go the organic way to taste great wine. So I think that's what I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to cover. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and hit that subscribe button down here, and I will see you guys later, and we'll wind this up again. All right, cheers. Thanks for watching, guys.